that's what I was telling Tim earlier. Like, I have a sick kid. I'm not like scared to death to text you and be like, I got a sick kid today, And in previous jobs, it hasn't been that way. There's been times I've been worried that like I might not have a job if I take a sick day because my kid's sick. And, being transparent with you, or a couple of weeks ago, like I was having a rough day, and we had a rough start to our year. And so that creeps upon me. And, I was having a bad day and I was just like, I'm taking a mental health day. Like, I don't know what else to tell you, but I'm not crying in the office all day, and you can't do that at every job. And there's been the guys, they've had rough days or needed to go get their truck fixed, and it's only open 8 to 5. Well, they're at work 8 to 5 most days, like you're very transparent with us too, that like there's a life outside of just the job we're working.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I said we're building a family and a culture here, like that's a real thing. It's, when one of the guys says, hey, my grandma needs to have emergency surgery, I can't work the rest of the week. Go, we'll figure it out. I don't know what that answer is or how we're going to figure it out, but we will. Right. Even if, worst case scenario, if that means calling a client and saying, hey, my lead had a family emergency and he needs to not be here, so we need to postpone your job because I want you to have the excellence of him being on site. Like, one, goes back to picking the right clients. Two, most of them are completely understanding. But two, in the off chance that they weren't, you'll get over it.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, like, someone's grandma or someone's kid or whatever it may be, like, that's way more important than making sure this deck is done today.
Right.
On the other side of that, when I talk about no balance, like, there are days when you took that mental health day, cool, go do your thing. And there's days before where you're like, hey, I've got a sick kid. And I'm like, great, these 3 things still need to get done today. So you need to come get your laptop and knock it out.
Right.
There are some things that need to happen and there's some things that don't. And it's just about being a human, especially in today's world. Like, I feel like so many people are so quick to get offended or yell at someone else and blame someone for their unhappiness, where it doesn't matter all of that. It's, let's find a way to make it work. Let's be a team. I remind the guys all the time that, like, before we started this extreme ownership thing where they'd be like, it was quick for someone to place blame. Well, it doesn't matter, because even if I'm never on that job site while it's happening and that deck turns out poorly, that's my deck that turned out bad.
Right.
If someone's like, oh, well, that gap is too big because the other person cut it short. Okay, cool. Well, call them out that they cut it short. We will pay for that $6, $20, $200 board and make it right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So that's my big thing is there's no balance, but you got to build culture.
Right.